I'm here at Gradina Zmeilor, a place with ancient rocks, millions of years old rocks that I do want to capture them with the Milky Way with my new Sony a7C full-frame camera and the Viltrox 16mm f1.8 lens. Before I start, I do want to show you first a new camera bag that I received from Ekster to test it with my new camera, the Ekster Camera Cube. It's a very neat camera bag that goes very nice with smaller body cameras like the Sony a7C. And let me show you a little bit how it looks inside. It has room to fit your camera with the lens attached and also for a secondary smaller lens. And you can fit also a small tripod and some smaller accessories in the other pockets inside. A cool feature about this bag is that it's waterproof and it will protect your expensive camera if you'll have heavy rain or you will drop it in water. If you want to learn more about this camera bag, do check the affiliate links in the video description along with the nice discount code. Now let's continue and I'll go and capture the Milky Way for the first time with these ancient rocks using my new Sony a7C full-frame camera. We're heading up now to the ancient rocks to capture them with the Milky Way. Went manual focus for the stars to capture the Milky Way, and I'm probably a little bit autofocus. Here is also the forest near close, so basically near the forest. Escapade room. My father is with a baseball bat prepared, going with family. That is the higher part. You can see the stars also. And we'll go on the rocks assembly here. So I forgot my big tripod. We'll use the mini tripod. I still have a mini tripod with me. Here are the large rocks. Yeah, there are the rocks. Okay. So we continue, we found another one, a large one, but I will go deeper a little bit. Look, oh, this is really nice too. And I think this will go nice with the Milky Way. So this will be the first one. We'll take the tripod and start imaging. Having this mini tripod with me, I was able to go very light, not to carry any heavier tripods, but still be able to image because I do have this nice articulate screen that it's able to hold steady this camera that it's about 1 kilogram without any problems. And we are about to start imaging the first rock, and let's get the settings ready. We'll go with probably 15 seconds, ISO 6200 for the first one. So let's see the first image. Okay, let's continue. I see these rocks. I need to change the shutter to 125. There is the rocks. And this is the Sphinx. The first one is the Sphinx. And then is Horea, Cloșca și Crișan. And Crișan from Romanian history. These are also beautiful, these rocks. I've captured before with my smartphone, but the position is hard to, because of the position, to capture it with the Milky Way, right? However, we can try here on the bottom part and might be able to do it. Let's try it. And we are slow shutter here. We'll do another one with this rock. I have to check, I think I have the name photographed also, and try to capture with the Milky Way. But it will be tricky, since the Milky Way is in that direction. So probably we'll have to do a test shot before. This is the Cleopatra needle. We will start now. The Cleopatra's needle, ancient rock, and the Milky Way. And we can see the Milky Way. And now let's change the ISO. Here we were 12,800. Now let's go 25,600. And we can see the Milky Way and these beautiful rocks. And let's go more. ISO 30,200. Okay, and let's see the next one. We go ISO 40,000. Now we start seeing the Milky Way better. Now let's go ISO 51,200. And look, even better. But we have more noise. And let's go now ISO 64,000 and 80,000. Now let's go 102,400. Okay, this is a little bit too strong, so we'll go again at 51,200. Okay. And yeah, let's see. I'll be visible there if I turn. I should be visible. And here I am with the Milky Way behind me, slow shutter, ISO 51,200, using the Sony a7C full frame camera and the Viltrox 16mm F1.8. Excellent low light sensitivity. I'm also using slow shutter here, 1/8 of a second. I wanted 1/4 for the test, but however 1/8 it does have less blur than 1/4. So we'll change the shutter fast also to 1/4 to see the difference. 1/4. Okay, and this with the slow shutter, 1/4 of a second. I think we moved it a little bit. So we are at the Gradina Zmeilor, and I'm testing the Sony a7C full frame camera also for video and for Astrophotography landscapes. Let's take the camera up like this, and yeah, we'll have some motion blur, definitely, but look, Cleopatra's needle, film live, slow shutter 1/4 of a second with the Sony a7C, captured with the Milky Way. And yeah, look, here is the Milky Way right above us now, and here are the other rocks. Okay. Amazing low light sensitivity of the Sony a7C sensor. Okay. This is also called, this is the Zmeilor lion and dragon or something. So this is another one, and yeah, that was the needle. So let's go up to the next one. And here we have a white field. Interesting, I didn't know about this one. It's like a parking lot. Okay. Aici e câmp, hai înapoi. We need to go back now. Cam alea au fost principale. Hai înapoi că e câmp aici. Cred că da. Mai e asta, moșul. Mai stai că mai sunt numai astea de aici, cred că. Oh, there is also this. So we came through here and we still have these ones here and here. Aici mai este. And here. But there is more into the forest, so nu, că acolo e prea în pădure, deci aici, astea de aici le mai pot face. We'll do a small test here, so stop the video and take another photo. This is the last rock here, and then we'll go preferably up and capture the rocks from there. So we're turning back and we'll go now on the other part. So we are at the spot. Going high to capture the rocks from there, and should have charged the headlamps. So we finish with the rocks from down part, and we're going to capture them from near the forest above. After taking most of the images, I've noticed that my headlamp lost power. I forgot to charge it. I was lucky that I had another one with me, so another recommendation: buy at least one or maybe two. If you have only one with you, then make sure it's charged before you go in a trip like this. I mostly use the red light, so it won't affect my night vision. Before we continue, I do want to show you first two products that I also received from Ekster: the Parliament wallet and the Ekster Finder card. So this wallet can be very useful, especially if you have a lot of credit cards. It can hold up to 12 cards, and has also here a quick release button that if you press, it will release the cards, and you have also room to place some money there. And on the back it has room also for the Ekster Finder card. And this card is really awesome. And let's say you drop the wallet somewhere. If you are going to image the Milky Way at night and you drop your wallet, you'll be able to use your phone to locate it, and has also an option to ring, so in case it's night and hard to find, you'll be able to find it easier. And another cool thing, let's say if you lose your phone, but you have this card with you, you can go and press this button twice, like this, and your phone will ring. Let's test it. The Ekster Finder card is available also for Android and iOS, and if you do want to learn more about these cool products, check more information in the links from video description. Now let's take a closer look at the images captured with the Viltrox 16mm at F1.8, the widest aperture, to see if we have any lens aberrations in our images. And I open PixInsight. I will use here a script that will show you the center and the edges of the images. We'll go script and use image analysis, aberration inspector, and press OK. And here it will show us, as I mentioned before, the corners and the center. Now looking at this image, we can see here some distortions on the left and right corner of the image, less here on the upper part. And you can see in the center, the image, the stars look very good. We do not have any distortions. However, I do see some coma and astigmatism on the edges of the image. Now let's look also on the second image. And again, we have a similar result. Here I did have more trails. However, in this image, unfortunately, we cannot see so many stars in the corners. Because of the images that had a lot of trees and other objects, I decided to bring here also another image with the Milky Way without the trees and the rocks. And let's take a look here on the last image. So here we don't have any obstacles, we see only the stars. And let's check the mosaic. I made the mosaic larger so we can see better here after we zoom in the aberrations. So looking at the center, we can see the stars, they are round. And if we look on the edges of the images, on the corners, we can see some distortions, elongations from field curvature. I think that makes astigmatism, having the stars appear elongated. And also the main aberration here is coma, that we see these coma-shaped stars, or a little bit like a triangle. So we do have aberration here on the margins of the images, and I did notice this on all the lenses I've tested it. Some they have less and some they have higher. Seems to be present more on the corners. We'll zoom in also in the image and peeks inside. The coma seems more on the upper part and a little bit here on the right corner and on the lower part corner. And we'll zoom in 200% so we can see better what's going on. And look, in the center, see the stars are looking okay, good. And if we move here on the upper corner, we can see these coma distortions. These are the most common aberrations, and let's talk about also chromatic aberrations. I didn't mention before because looking at the images, this lens is just fantastic, has very low chromatic aberration, and I believe is the best lens that you can currently buy for astrophotography, a full frame lens. And let's use a blur exterminator to correct the stars and also correct the distortions. So let's see how the stars will look after applying blur exterminator. We'll zoom in at the image where we had a lot of coma aberrations, and we don't see them anymore. We can see just round and sharp stars. And we'll go image and undo. And you can see how the image looked before. It's a huge difference. We can see here the coma aberrations. And if we go redo or redo blur exterminator, they will disappear. All these distortions, you can remove them if you do have pixel sight and blur exterminator. Let's say if you don't have this software, you don't need to worry because this lens has very, very low chromatic aberration and common astigmatism only on the edges of the images. And let's take a look also in Adobe Photoshop Fast and zoom in 200%. When we look in the center of the image, we do not see any aberrations. Only very bright stars like this one, and we did see also in the corners of the image very small chromatic aberrations on 2 or 3 stars. But it's very low compared with other lenses that I tested, and you don't need to worry about it, in my opinion. Now let's see also the other image, and we also zoom in a lot. We can see the center is looking good. We can see a little bit of chromatic aberrations and coma on the edges. And once we go more to the center, you see it will disappear. So here we have them, here we don't have them. Okay, so these were my conclusions after testing the images close, zoomed at 200%. The Viltrox 16mm is a very good lens for the price. I believe probably the best full frame that you currently can buy with very low chromatic aberration. Also very good build, very good manual focus. It kept the focus from one day before. That really impressed me, because I imaged the Milky Way also 1 or 2 nights before, and I left the manual focus for next time to test it to see if it will be able to keep it. And when I arrived here at Gradina Zmeilor and tested, the focus was perfect, so I was really impressed with the manual focus of the Viltrox 16mm that you'll usually use for astrophotography. For other purposes like vlogging or filming or doing other type of photography, the autofocus also works very good. I wanted to mention that also. Well, I hope the information I provided in this video will help you get better Milky Way images. And if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe if you're new, and of course, if you want to support the channel more, you can hit also the join button and become a member, where you'll get access to my astrophotography data. All the equipment links are available in the video description, and I hope I'll see you soon in the next video. Clear sky everyone, and stay safe.